On this episode of Handmade Holidays, we're going to make these cute pieced scarves. They are quilted, they're simple. Even if you're not a quilter, because I know I'm not, you should be able to do this project no problem. And they're great gifts. Let's get into it. Hey guys, it's Elizabeth from elizabethmadethis.com. And I am here with day 9 of my Handmade Holidays series here on Elizabeth Made This. And today we're going to make these cute and easy, fast quilted pieced scarves. So this is a great thing to make if you, like me, do not crochet or knit, but you still want to make a simple, fast scarf. And plus it's a huge scrap buster project. So it's a win-win for everybody. And on this one, I'm using wool scraps and also some cotton quilting fabric. And the backing that we're going to use is, on mine that I used a sweater knit. If you don't have a sweater knit, you could use a sweatshirt knit or minky or just some kind of warm knit. Fleece is great. Some kind of warm knit for your backing, because we're not going to put any batting in this scarf. It's just going to be 2 layers in our quilt, and it's really super fast. So let's get to work with it. Okay, to start out, I have some strips of fabric that I've cut 4 inches wide, and you can use a variety of fabrics. This is cotton quilting fabric. These are some wools. Wool is really nice, obviously, to help you keep warm this time of year. So just use whatever it is that you have on hand that you like. You can use fleece, that's fine too. Just note that fleece is going to stretch a little on you, so I'm going to choose to use something that's nice and stable and not going to stretch on me. So I've just got these strips of the wool, and I've cut them various lengths here, and I'm just going to lay them on top of my cotton quilting fabric just at random intervals. And I'm gonna do that for all of these pieces, just kind of alternating things. And this is gonna help me just make things a little bit easier when I go to cut stuff in a little bit. You'll see how this works. I'm just I'm just layering stuff. Wait, no. And I am putting this kind of just very randomly. You could lay this out all nice and pretty, but we're not going to. We're just gonna make it really easy. So now I'm just gonna decide which one of these is gonna be the seam allowance, and I'm just gonna stitch across one side of each of these pieces with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So I'll show you that in just a minute. Okay, so now I am just going to stitch everything together. I'm just going to use a little 1/4 inch seam allowance, and I'm just sewing on down the 4 inch length. So there's one seam. I'm just going to go ahead and turn around. And again, it doesn't just pick one side of the fabric to sew on. It doesn't really matter. And then do your last one. Okay, and I'm just gonna clip my threads. Okay, so now grab your scissors. Grab your scissors and just cut right along the edge of your wool or whatever fabric you happen to be using, just where that seam is, and just set aside anything that's not that you're not using at the moment. Okay, so now I have 3 little pairs of stuff, and I am just going to put these things together, again, kind of just randomly, and just keep adding to it with my extra. So I kind of started the process of piecing it how I did, and now I'm just kind of adding to it as I want to. So there's one, add another one. This is very, very random. You could lay this out really, really neatly and very, very nicely, but ultimately what you're trying to do is make something that's about no more than 60 inches long. But it just depends on the width of the fabric that you want to back this with. I'm going to use a sweater fleece today. So I know that that is 60 inches wide, so I'm going to make sure that my piecing is not more than 60 inches wide. So every seam that I'm adding, I'm just going and adding, doing the same 1/4 inch seam allowance. Seems like I ended with that, so I'm going to grab a different piece so I don't have two of these guys next to each other. I'm sure there's different ways to piece this, and quilters out there, to chime in on the comments and please tell me a different way to piece things. Okay, so when you get it to the length that you want it, go ahead and press your seams one direction. So I'm probably gonna go like this way, and it's just gonna keep the bulk down. And then I'll see you in the next step. So now I have some fleece cut. This is actually a sweater. It's a sweater fleece. It's sweater knit on one side and then it's fleece on the other side. So I want this out. So I'm going to put the right side of my quilt piece, my quilt pieces against that. And I am just going to sew all the way around the edges and all the way around to where my pin is, and I'm gonna leave maybe like a 3 or 4 inch hole all along there so that I can turn it right sides out. So I'm gonna go ahead and sew it like that. Okay, so I've started turning this one right side out after I've stitched all around the entire length of the scarf, and I'm just gonna continue to do that, and when I get to the edges I'm gonna use like a chopstick or something to poke out the corners like that. And then after I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and top stitch all the way around the entire scarf. That's going to close up the hole that we used to help turn the scarf right side out. And then after you get done, to quilt it, I'm just going to go from corner of each of the little rectangles to corner, and it's just going to make a nice little decorative touch to the scarf, and it's gonna finish quilting everything together. And that's it. I don't know about you, but I would love to have a scarf like this come to me during this holiday season from somebody. So you can make a million of these, and they're super fast, and it's so simple to make. If this was a helpful video for you, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching. There's more Handmade Holidays coming your way soon. Happy sewing!